Okay, let's unpack this. I want to start today by asking you to visualize something.
Right.
Imagine you're sitting in a doctor's office, or maybe the DMV. It's got that fluorescent lighting. It smells like floor wax and
Yeah.
anxiety.
I'm there.
And someone hands you a clipboard. Standard stuff. Name, address, and then that box, age.
Mm-hmm.
You write down a number. Maybe it's 25. Maybe
Yeah.
it's 42. But here's the question that, I don't know, really sat with me. Does that number have anything to do with who's actually looking back at you in the mirror?
It's the classic disconnect, isn't it? We treat age as this rigid chronological thing. But if you actually, close your eyes and ask, how old is the consciousness driving this body?
Yeah.
The answer is almost never the number on your driver's license.
Exactly. I'm not talking about whether your knees pop when you walk up the stairs, though, let's be honest, that's a whole other deep
A
dive.
very painful one.
I'm asking about the specific lens you view the world through, the mental vibe. Because we all know that person who's 45 on paper pays a mortgage, but has the chaotic energy of a golden retriever.
And conversely, we all know that 20-year-old who sighs at the idea of a loud concert and just wants to sit in absolute silence with a cup of tea.
Right. People used to just call that being an old soul.
Yeah.
But I think it's more specific. What we're exploring today is a framework, a way to sort of diagnose your mental age.
And the mission here isn't just to slap a label on you.
Right.
It's to understand the operating system you're running, the way you navigate chaos and fun and even relationships.
It's an investigation into perspective.
Yeah.
Are you running on like an inner child program or a timeless sage program?
Yeah,
Because that changes everything.
it really does.
But I have to ask, in this hierarchical, like, is the goal to grow up? Is the sage the final boss we're all supposed to become?
That's the trap. We always equate maturity with better. But as we walk through this, you'll see that the younger mental ages have this vitality, this raw ability to feel joy that the older profiles sometimes lose.
So if everyone were a sage,
The world would be very peaceful, but also incredibly stagnant. Nothing new would ever happen.
okay, so it's not a ladder, it's a spectrum. Let's get into the scenarios. We have a bunch of really vivid situations here that are kind of a stress test for your personality. First up, the reaction to downtime.
This is critical because when the world stops telling you what to do, what does your own internal drive invent?
Picture this. It's Saturday, and it is pouring rain outside. A
Yeah.
relentless, gray, miserable downpour. All your plans are canceled. You're stuck. What's the immediate gut reaction?
Well, there's a spectrum. On one end, you have the search for stimulation, the young reaction.
Which looks like what?
It looks like building a pillow fort. It looks like dragging every blanket into the living room and binging cartoons.
I feel slightly called out because that sounds fantastic. But why is that young? Is it just the playfulness?
It's deeper than just play. Psychologically, it's about creating a safe, imaginative little world. The young mind looks at the gloomy reality, the rain, and decides to just reject it. I'll build my own reality instead.
Okay, so contrast that with the free spirit. The notes say they don't hide from the rain,
No, they go out and dance in it.
which feels like a very specific, almost rebellious energy.
It's the teenager phase of the mind, right? The rule is stay inside, so the instinct is go outside and get wet just to feel something.
It's all about sensation.
Exactly. But then you move toward the reflective end of the spectrum, the realist or the old soul. Their reaction is completely different.
They brew tea, they organize a closet.
Or, and this is the most grounded one, they just sit by the window and watch the rain fall.
See, that sounds lovely in a movie, but doing nothing but watching rain feels heavy to me.
It feels heavy to the mind that craves stimulation. But for the sage, the rain isn't a problem to solve with a fort, and it's not a challenge to fight by dancing, it's just rain.
Right. It's a moment to turn inward. They're okay with the quiet.
Comfortable with it.
That comfort with quiet leads us to the next scenario. The surprise day off. Work is canceled. The calendar is suddenly blank. A void opens up.
And that's where you see what some call horror vacui, the fear of empty space.
Mm.
How do you fill that void?
Do you go for, immediate gratification, video games, snacks, scrolling social media?
That's the impulse to consume pleasure, a dopamine chase. It's the infant mind saying, I'm bored, feed me stimulation.
But then you have the realists. They pivot to structure.
Yeah.
They organize the closet. They meal prep.
Yes. They treat free time like a project, because for that mental age, time is a resource. If it's not productive, it feels wasted.
So they impose order on the chaos of a free day.
Precisely.
And then the philosophers, I assume they're just napping.
In a way, they meditate, they nap, they think. For them, the day off isn't a chance to do, it's a chance to be. They welcome the silence because they're not trying to run away from their own thoughts.
It really changes how you define fun, doesn't it?
Oh, completely. For the younger mind, fun is sensory overload. Theme parks, loud music.
Spontaneous road
Yeah.
trips, karaoke. It's all external.
But as that mental age shifts, fun becomes internal. It's a dinner party with deep conversation. It's gardening.
Or for the sage, it's just sitting on a park bench watching the world go by. That phrase really stood out to me.
It's a huge psychological shift, isn't it?
It feels like a shift from being the main character to being the audience.
That's a perfect way to put it. When you're young, you're the protagonist. The world is happening to you. When you shift to the audience, there's a kind of relief. You don't have to drive the plot anymore. You can just appreciate it.
Okay, let's raise the stakes. We've done leisure. Now let's talk about stress. Because it's easy to be a wise sage sipping tea. It's much harder when you're holding some new gadget you don't understand.
This is such a great metaphor for learning styles. Someone hands you a new, complicated piece of tech. What's the first move?
My instinct is, and I'm not proud of this, press all the buttons until something happens.
That's the experimental, playful spirit. It's fearless. The belief is, I can't break this, and even if I do, who cares? You just poke it until it responds.
Versus the person who immediately opens a YouTube tutorial.
That's the resource gatherer. But what about the person who opens the paper manual, reads it from page 1, and, highlights sections?
That person scares me a little. That's so much discipline.
It's a desire for mastery, an avoidance of error. That's the realist. They know actions have consequences. They don't want to break the expensive toy.
But there's a level beyond that, the sage option.
Oh, I love this one. The sage looks at the gadget, turns it over in their hands, and wonders, will this even matter in the grand scheme of things?
It's the ultimate detachment. Like, why learn to program the smartwatch if time is an illusion?
It sounds funny, but it's a valid coping mechanism. The sage asks, is this worth my limited energy? The child just spends the energy. The adult manages it. The sage conserves it.
And that energy conservation applies to people too. When you're in a group, in that social chaos, where do you land? Are you the distracted one?
Ooh, something shiny. That's the child. Then you have the entertainer, cracking jokes, keeping the energy high. It's a need to affect the room to feel valid.
Versus the organizer, the one herding cats,
Yeah.
saying, okay, guys, the reservation is at 7.
That's the parent of the group, for sure. But look for the observer, the one who's quiet, watching, and then drops one cryptic, wise comment that just silences the room.
That's the goal, right, to be the mysterious wizard in the corner.
It's a position of power, but it requires the patience not to speak. And that's a sign of a higher mental age. You don't need to prove you're there. You know you're there.
Okay, this leads us into the heavy stuff. Segment 3, conflict, rules, and environment. Because nothing reveals your operating system like a crisis.
The emotional response to difficulty. That's the rawest data we have.
So a challenge hits. Everything goes wrong. The car breaks down. The project fails. What's the gut reaction?
The youngest reaction is to cry or laugh, then call for help. It's an admission of total vulnerability. I am small. The problem is big. I need a grown-up.
And to be clear, there's no shame in that. We all feel that.
Absolutely not. Asking for help is vital. But contrast it with the improviser, the wing it with confidence type.
Right. I don't know the answer, but I trust myself to figure it out. That's that vibrant dreamer energy.
A little cocky, but it works. Then you have the planner. Break it into steps. Research. Prepare. The realist. They control chaos with logic.
If I make a list, the scary thing becomes manageable.
Exactly. And finally, the philosopher.
What do?
They reflect, retreat, then reemerge with wisdom. They don't attack the problem right away. They go into the cave. They process the meaning of the problem before they try to solve it.
They ask, what is this trying to teach
Right.
me? Speaking of caves, let's talk dream environments. If you could live anywhere, what does your soul crave?
What kind of sanctuary do you need?
Option A, a magical treehouse with a slide.
Pure whimsy, adventure, a total rejection of the adult world on the ground.
Option B, a cozy van for endless road trips.
Freedom, nomadism. The world is your backyard. You want horizons, not roots.
Option C, a city apartment, mood lighting, lots of plants.
That's connection, energy. You want to feel the heartbeat of civilization.
And then the quiet ones, the minimalist sanctuary.
That is a craving for clarity. It's a mind that wants to declutter its thoughts, not just its room. They want less stuff so they can have more meaning.
And how does that person handle a fight? Relationship repair is Well, it's the hardest part of being human.
It is, and the strategies align perfectly with these mental ages.
You've got the playful avoidance, apologize with snacks and memes.
I can't use my words, so here's a funny cat and some chips. Please forgive me.
I use that one way more than I should admit.
It works. It diffuses tension. But then you have the dramatic approach. We need to talk this out right now. High emotion, high stakes.
Then there's the more mature, set boundaries and offer practical solutions.
That's the thoughtful realist. It's almost mechanical. Our relationship have a bug? Let's fix the code.
And the final stage.
Accept people for who they are and give space.
That is so hard. It sounds a little like giving up.
It's not giving up. It's the ultimate surrender of control. You understand you can't change the other person, only your reaction to them. The sage mind accepts the person. It's radical acceptance.
Which brings us to our relationship with rules.
Are you a what rules person? The chaos agent.
Or maybe I bend them for fun. The trickster.
Then there's I need them for structure, the citizen who craves order.
And finally, the sage. I see them as temporary until something deeper is understood.
That's fascinating. It's not breaking rules to be rebellious. It's transcending them because you understand the principles behind them.
It's like, you don't need a stop sign if you genuinely care about not hitting other cars. You stop because it's the right thing to do.
Exactly. You've internalized the morality. You don't need the external enforcement.
Okay, before we reveal the profiles, there's one final question. The universal wish.
What's the one thing you wish more people understood? This really summarizes your whole worldview.
Is it play is still important?
The cry of the young explorer.
Is it feelings matter as much as facts?
The vibrant dreamer defending their emotional reality.
Taking responsibility is empowering?
The realist finding strength in duty.
Or most things are temporary.
The sage. The realization that this too shall pass. The pain, the joy. It's all transient.
Wow. Okay. I think everyone listening has a pretty good idea of where they landed. Let's break down the profiles, the reveal.
Let's start with the youngest energy. The young explorer. Mental age 5 to 12.
And just to be clear, this isn't about being childish.
Not at all. It's about being alive. Their superpower is unfiltered curiosity.
They're the ones who find joy in little things.
Yeah.
But responsibility probably feels like a buzzkill.
It does. But we need them. Without them, the world would be very, very boring.
Next up, the vibrant dreamer. Mental age 13 to 19.
The age of intensity. They live by big feelings. The world is a messy canvas. Their superpower is expressive, bold authenticity.
They're not afraid to be messy or to feel things loudly.
Right. While a realist might repress emotion to get a job done, the dreamer uses emotion as fuel.
Then we graduate to the thoughtful realist. Mental age 20 to 30.
This is the bridge. They balance dreams with practicality. Their superpower is awareness and emotional depth. They keep the world running.
They're the ones making sure the fridge is stocked.
Hand reading the manual.
Moving on to the old soul. Mental age 31 to 45.
Grounded, reflective energy. These are the people you call when you're freaking out.
Because they won't freak out with you.
No. Their superpower is steady, wisdom, and compassion. They don't just offer solutions, they offer calm.
And finally, the top of the mountain. The timeless sage. Mental age 46 plus.
Introspective, serene. They're always seeking deeper meaning. Their superpower is perspective beyond the moment. They see the arc of history, not just the crisis of the day.
They know the gadget doesn't really matter.
They know the rain is just rain. They've detached from the ego's drama.
So here's what's interesting to me. What if I'm 50, but I scored as a young explorer? I want the pillow fort. Or I'm 20, and I scored as a timeless sage.
That's the beauty of it. Mental age is a reflection, not a permanent label. It's fluid.
You can be a sage at work and an explorer on the weekend.
Exactly. And the healthiest minds probably have access to all of them. You need the explorer to build the fort, but you need the realist to clean it up.
You need the dreamer to fall in love, because love is illogical.
But you need the old soul to make the relationship last when things get hard.
It's about range.
It is. We're not just growing up, as the material says. We're growing through.
Growing through. I love that.
We move through these phases, and hopefully we keep the best parts of each one.
So, if you're listening and you felt a little guilty for wanting the treehouse with the slide,
buy the slide. But maybe read the instructions before you assemble it.
Fair point. I want you to celebrate both your inner child and your wise self. And we want to leave you with one final thought.
Ask yourself, which of those questions made you pause the longest? Which scenario made you hesitate?
That hesitation. That's where the work is. That's where you are right now.
And that's the most interesting place to be.
Thanks for diving in with us.
Until next time.